Okay, so today's video is a last minute kind of throw together kind of thing I thought I would do since I was in here doing it anyway. And somebody had asked me about my computer or what case I was using or something. So because I'm in here doing all this, I forgot to make a video about it. This is totally unscripted. It's just like kind of like off the cuff. So just bear with me if I'm a little bit all over the place here. So it's been a long time since this right here is normally my gaming computer. I've had the case for probably way over 10 years now. The case, I'm just gonna walk around here. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is the lighting that I set up. It's real ingenuity, isn't it? So this is I'll try to turn this thing around. Cooler Master HAF 32, I think is what it was called. I don't know, the case is from Cooler Master. It was like when I bought it, it was probably $130 or so when I bought it, probably 12 years ago probably. It does kind of come up with this little rubber piece comes off, and it allows for you to have it's got some holes in here for if you want to set up a custom water loop. That's pretty cool. Standard features on the front. It does have this thing here on the bottom, and I've got fans galore, which you'll see that, but just pops off if I can get it off. So that right there pops off, and it just allows you access. There's Bandit, he's in here helping me film. But just, you know, plus this pops off to make all this easier to blow out. I don't know if it has any other purpose as far as adding a custom water loop or something, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. You could probably do whatever you wanted to with it. I just have a fan on the inside there. So I'm gonna pop this back on. Trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. Let's see, top of the case, pretty much you can do, it's got, right now I have 3 120 millimeter fans in the top here, but I think you can do, I think the holes up here are set up that you could do two 140s, I think, and then maybe even the big, whatever, maybe something like that size fan. I can't even remember how big the fan, but anyway, it's got where you can do multiple setups on fans, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, on the back of the case itself, again, it's got these little grommets here where if you're doing custom water loop, you can. And also to note that if you wanted to put your power supply on top for some reason, it does have a cutout for that. So that's pretty cool. Simple stuff. Just a 120 millimeter fan, but it does set up that you can run a 140. And pretty much all this stuff. One thing I'm not crazy, if there's anything I'm not crazy about, it's the way this does your video cards. Not crazy about this. You have to kind of push that in, pull it out, and I'm not crazy about it. It doesn't really do a good job. What I always wind up doing is putting the video card in and then just putting a screw in. Speaking of the video cards, the whole reason I'm doing all of this to start with is because my Asus Strix 2080 Super. Hasn't exactly died, but it's causing all kind of weird issues, like the very first thing that happened was a blue screen, and took it out. I didn't suspect the video card just yet because of just a blue screen. Done some other stuff to the first. I might have suspected corrupt operating system. Then it wound up being I reinstalled the operating system. Then I started having problems with when I reinstalled the new system. The graphics card drivers would not load. Every time I loaded the graphic drivers up, this thing would restart and it would never load the driver. So then the good thing about having multiple PCs with different ones in the house is I've got a lot of inter-swappable parts. So after doing a lot of swapping around from rigs, I put this card in another computer, a known working computer, and it done the same thing. Then it got to the point where it was just restart. Every time you put it in and install Windows, it was just restart and restart. So no idea what exactly is wrong with it. Could be heat. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't tried to take the heat sink off yet and maybe try to reapply thermal paste. I don't know. So, again, I haven't played. This is my youngest son's rig. He plays on it. I haven't even played a game in forever. I've just been tied up with all kind of other stuff. But this is a card. Was an extra card. It's an old card, but we're gonna try it. It's an AMD. What is it? R280. Fairly old card, but I've already got everything booted up. Windows is installed, graphics drivers installed. Does pretty good so far. Hadn't played any games yet, but it's seems to be all good so far. Let's see, what else? Should I just go in here now? This case over the years has seen a lot of different systems in it. Can't tell you how many different motherboards and CPU combos this thing's had over the years. It's had a bunch. I think I already said motherboard is a Gigabyte Aorus Z390 Elite motherboard, 9700 Intel 9700K processor, 32 gigabytes G.Skill memory. Let's see, what do they run? 3200 megahertz, and this Noctua fan does really well at keeping this thing cool. Even over, I used to overclock this to 5 gigahertz, and it's done really well at keeping everything cool. Power supply, just Corsair 750, no problems. Nothing else too special. Right now it's Samsung 1 terabyte SSD. I haven't jumped on the NVMe storage bandwagon yet. I just have not. Probably the next new build I do, that may be on there. So I think that pretty much takes care of some of the internals, hardware. Let's go down here now. You've seen this. Not much to see on the back side. Not much light, but I've got a lot of this. I tell you what, I am just going to turn this around, so I'll be back. Back side of the case. Got a bit of a rat's nest here. Put my phone up there. Put the broke video card up there. A couple things here. I took out pretty much all the drive storage bays. Tried to do some cable management here. It's like, you'll notice, what is this mess here? And actually, I've got more mess over here. This is all. So what is all this for? Well, I've got 3 fans up top. There's 1 fan there. There is a fan back here. So 3, 4, 5 fans. Then, sorry about all this moving around. I've got 4 more fans right here. This is the side. This is this all is intake. So with that many fans, I wanted it. The motherboard does have some fan headers, but I decided that sorry for my barking dog in there, that I wanted to just run all of my fans off the power supply. And through the years, I've had all these adapters and stuff, so I was able to make that happen. So this right here, and I'll plug this up in a minute. This right here, when plugged up, runs M4 fans, and as you can see, all of this mess here runs to the rest of the fans, which plugs right into the hard drive. Now the good thing about that, it's not a fan controller of any type, but they run full speed all the time, which is what I wanted. So that works out good. So that's why I have all of this. I've tried to do some cable management here. Could definitely do some more here, but usually I just wind up stuffing it in there and you never see it. One note here, this case obviously does not come with this big of a cutout. So well, it's actually now been several years ago, I think, when I put this motherboard in, maybe even the one before this one, I had to take and cut this out to get the back plate on. Whatever back plate I was using, I had to get it to fit. So unfortunately, and I need to redo this because back then I didn't have the tools that I have now, so I just like using a pair of cutters, 10 snips or something to cut this. So I need to go back and do something with that, fix that up. What else? I think I went over all that, really not much else, I don't think. I've just kind of went over the hardware, fans. Yeah, like I said, this was just kind of like a last minute throw together video that I thought, just a quick look around. I've got computers and monitors and stuff everywhere. There's one monitor down there. There's just computer stuff, a couple power supplies. It's a mess in here. Go in here. There's another box full of stuff, an older computer. That computer there, by the way, I think I'm gonna put Windows XP on. You can't see it, but there's about 3 or 4 monitors in there, which is normally where all of this stuff goes. Normally all of this stuff is gonna go back in there eventually. But for right now, I've had too much stuff going on, trying to fix this computer and get this thing going for my son, and so that was that. Really can't think of anything else. This video is going on a lot longer than I like. I usually like to go 10 minutes. This one's almost 15. But so hopefully that's just a quick little vid I made on kind of what's going on. Hopefully one day, who knows, I may even sit down this week. My son's at a camp this week, so I may sit down and try to do some gaming. I miss doing the live streams. I haven't played any of the Battlefield games in years, and mainly because I've had different computers break, and they all play, and my kids play. They're not kids, they're all grown, but still, all of my adult kids play games. So if something breaks, I usually wind up giving up my stuff so they can play. So, but gives me a good reason to upgrade and buy new stuff. So hopefully I went over this pretty well with everybody. I guess I could probably pause it and put it back together and maybe fire it up. I think I'll do that. I'll put it back together, and then just before I end the video, I'll have it back together and crank it up. Okay, so real quick, here it is. The system's running, just to give you an idea. Here's all these fans running. The one back there, let's see, maybe you can, I hope they're all three running. Yep, hopefully you can see up in there, but they are running. Oh yeah, all three running. That one's running, and then this one in here is running. It's back in there. So, quick glimpse at his setup. That's what he's got. Keyboard and all. So I'm going to cut the light off just so you can see kind of. Got a cool one of them pads that light up. Windows 10. And then this is kind of how it looks. A little bit of RBG in there, so not too bad. Down there it looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is the computer as it is now. You never know about the future because things are always changing. But yeah, just thought I'd show you how it's going in here. So that's gonna do it. I'm gonna shut this off and then get this PC back, cut the light on, and get this thing all hooked back up for him. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.